Hi guys, I'm Shmee. Today I am joined by Benzene.
Indeed, and we're here on what's kind of a sad, kind of bittersweet day.
Yes, because it's basically farewell to the Vanquish. We're going to be taking it over today to Dub Customs. Ben's going to be driving it because basically it needs to be unwrapped. That cerulean blue kind of look.
It's going.
It's going. The car is a Carbon Black Edition. It's going to go back to black because it's time for the car to be sold. And we've had quite a few good adventures in it, but we actually realised that Ben has done more miles in that car than I have.
I have. So thank you for the car. It's been wonderful.
Right.
You know,
All yours.
enjoyed the ownership. Yeah. So I did a couple of big long slogs in it. One with Joe. We drove back after Fuel Faction, all the way from Genoa back to here.
Yeah. Well, we had the trips himself. The Shmee tour, Fuel Faction Duet, and then you're driving it back from Fuel Faction. That's basically the long tours it's done. But we're going to head over with the Vanquish and then we're going to come back with the FF, which is also the first time, other than the one time we took all the cars to Goodwood for the photo shoot, that we've driven the two V12s together. Which is kind of interesting because these are completely different driving characteristic cars, as Ben knows well because he's pushed both of them pretty hard.
Yeah.
You've got the noisy, screamy, shouty, very fast revving, sporty characteristics of the FF. And you've got the much, I would say, lazier, more GT style of the Vanquish, but both of them.
Yeah, I like the Vanquish has that sort of deeper tone to it though.
Yeah, the sounds are completely different.
Both of these cars make wonderful noises, and I'm really excited to hear both of them side by side.
I think this should be quite fun, but it's also a mini blue crew. It's the two blue cars. Well, blue for now. With a 6.3 litre V12 here and a 6 litre V12 there, so we've got VV24 going on.
Sound amazing.
Yeah, it should do. Anyway, let's jump in the cars, we'll get underway, we're heading over to Dub and get the process started to start saying farewell to Vanquish.
Back to black.
Yeah, keys to you. I need to get the key out of my pocket.
Excellent.
Right, your Vanquish.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
I will. Right then, time to start up the Vanquish. The last time I'm going to hear it cold start. Let's enjoy it. Here we go. Oh yes. Your turn?
Yeah, my turn. Probably hear this over the top.
Very nice.
Noise of the V12s! There's something about driving two cars together, or more than two cars together, that kind of convoy rally feeling, and just cruising through Camden here at 20 miles an hour is not exactly the most exciting drive in the world. In fact, today we've got city traffic followed by motorway. It is literally an errand running day, if you can call it that, driving in a Ferrari and an Aston Martin. But it is so cool looking at the Vanquish behind me. I am really going to miss that car, and I've alluded to that a lot, talking about maybe a Vanquish S in the future. But everybody's sort of in this world of everyone's downgrading and selling their cars. But I want to remind you that the Vanquish was a sort of stopgap car until the AMG GTR arrived, and also until the Porsche GT3 arrived. They're actually all pretty similar priced in terms of the three cars, which makes for an interesting comparison because they're very, very different. We've got front engine V8, front engine naturally aspirated V12 convertible, and then obviously we've got the GT3 with the rear engine flat 6, again NA. But it'll be fun driving them all. Anyway, we're going to head out of traffic, out of the town. Well, probably we can't get out of the traffic, but I'll hand you over to Ben for his thoughts on the Vanquish.
Oh, am I going to miss that? So, just as we've been leaving London, I've been reminiscing about some of the adventures that this car's been on. And it really has had the full Shmee experience. It's lived the supercar dream, this car. We first sort of got to grips with it on the Where's Shmee trip when we picked it up in Germany and started on our cruise down to Monaco. And we had a lot of fun on the way down there. We stopped off at the Nürburgring, dropped by the Apex Hotel, saw Misha, and then further on our way down from Germany we found a wonderful lake and mountain road where we shot some amazing drone shots. I think the video is called This Is Why I Bought the Aston Martin Vanquish. Go and check that out if you haven't seen it. That was incredible, and there was even snow falling on the ground, which made the whole thing more cinematic. And then when we really got to Monaco, the true sort of character of this car came to life. The British ambassador, the soft top summer cruiser, driving around Monaco, beautiful weather, top down. what an incredible feeling. You sort of feel you're representing your country, you know, there's that responsibility that you have driving an Aston Martin, representing the brand almost. But that was a lot of fun driving around there, and it also met up with the 675 LT, the two of those down there in Monaco. That was a lot of fun for its first trip, and getting to know the sort of feeling of the car, not so much the driving side, apart from when it was at the Nürburgring. I had an early morning trip to run Tim to the airport, and on the way back, headed to the Nürburgring hotel, a Mr. Misha appeared behind me in his up, and I hadn't noticed it was him. He sent a WhatsApp message to Tim saying, "I'm behind you," just as Tim was boarding the plane. So Tim sends the photo to me of the car from behind, from Misha's up, and I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? So shortly after that, we turned onto a lovely winding mountain pass where he was chasing me, obviously lacking a lot of power, but he knew the roads and was keeping up well in the corners. So we had a nice little thrash around there. That was some good fun. And then after the Shmee trip, it met up with the rest of the crew and did the little run down to Goodwood. So that was nice for all the cars to be together, took some nice photos with them, and it had a bit of a rest at home before fuel faction. And that's where this car really got driven. I had so much fun in this car, pushing it hard on some amazing roads. One day in particular stands, oh, there goes Tim, enjoying his V12, just pulling onto the motorway now, so let's give ourselves some space, drop a few gears, listen to that sound. Woo! But yes, one day in particular stands out when we were heading up another wonderful mountain pass. Pete, who was leading the crew, was at the front, and then Misha was in the middle with his 570, the Apex 570, and then I was at the back in this, and we were hooning up that road, and we must have been going for sort of 20 minutes flat out, no one else within sight, when within about the space of 2 minutes of each other, all three of our cars sort of dinged up like, warning, engine temperature, you know, just chill out a bit please. So we all backed it off and had a good laugh about that. But yeah, this car's done some real slogging. Oh, it's go time. Yeah, I am gonna miss this. After fuel faction had finished, this car needed to come back to the UK, and Joe and I had volunteered to drive it home. So we embarked upon what was about 1,000-mile journey from Genoa, where we landed by ferry from Sardinia, all the way back to the UK. And originally the plan was to split the journey into 2 days, but we kind of got a bit gung-ho and abandoned that plan and thought, yeah, we can smash it in 1 day. So that was a really epic, fun little spur-of-the-moment road trip as well. And when we got back to the UK in pitch blackness at sort of 1:30 in the morning, we felt like real heroes. We were blasting the Top Gun soundtrack, cheering as we went past people who were in bars. I think it may have been a Friday or the weekend, so people were still on the streets, and it was a real sort of like triumphant experience. I think that was the last time I drove the car, so I really left it with a nice memory there. There really have been some fun times with this car. I am going to miss it, that's for sure. But while I still have my hands on it, let's enjoy it some more. I can see Tim up in front smashing his foot into the accelerator, enjoying his V12, so let's have a bit of fun with this one. Such a nice noise, and the downshifts as well. It does have that sort of deeper note to it compared to the Ferrari, but I really like that. It's like this is the lion and that's the cheetah. They have those different engine notes. Oh, hello. Audi R8, first gen, I believe. Tim's galloped ahead. Let's see if we can catch him up. Two V12s side by side. And a nice little bridge. Arriving towards Dubs then. This is the end, my friend.
And here we are then at Dub Customs. So the FF has been here before to have the valves opened, which is why it sounds so good. And the Vanquish was here when it was being wrapped. But let's see where we can squeeze in the cars. I'm gonna get a couple of quick pictures. Before we actually head inside, my inner nerd has come out in force because I've brought some of my models, some of the paint matched, perfect kind of one-to-one replicas with us. I thought it would be a tribute, given that we had this model in the introduction video where I launched the Vanquish, and also I'd never really actually taken any pictures of the FF one as well. Now I know these are ridiculously nerdy. They are completely one-to-one spec where possible. Now most of the models are made left-hand drive, you can't change that, but the paint colors are correct. Sometimes you can't get the wheels perfectly, those kind of things, but this one is completely sort of bang on. It's brilliant. The wheels were 3D printed, all the colors are right, they've both got the right number plates, and I just wanted to get some pictures of the two V12s together, given that this is the last time for me that these two will see each other. And I've also bought my Ferrari key, which is also paint matched in Le Mans Blue, the colour of the FF, so that's quite nice as well. Proper little nerd fest here, isn't it? I'm sorry guys, this is kind of the way I am. Anyway, how was it?
Yeah.
Camera swung around. Sad farewell?
Yeah, it's really performed well, the Vanquish. It did exactly what it sort of set out to do, and I don't think, apart from on Fuel Faction when we had the puncture, apart from that, it's not put a foot wrong, has it?
No, and you can't blame a car for a puncture.
No.
That kind of happens. That's nice.
We blame Turin for that.
Yeah, Italian roads. Yeah. What was it? Was it a nail?
Yeah,
it was a little nail, wasn't it? Celavi, anyway, it's got brand new rear tyres on it right now.
Yeah,
so the next owner's going to have very new tyres on it. So we'll get that inside. The guys here will start work on it. We're going to head home in the Vanquish in the Vanquish? We're not going to head home in the Vanquish. We're going to head home in the FF, having left the Vanquish here. But yeah, we'll get the cars inside. The car inside. I can't even think what I'm doing. I'm so caught up with my little models that my brain has literally gone, phew, it's finished. No, it's been a long day. It's always a long day. Sleeping not very much, making all these videos at the moment. Anyway, we'll get the car indoors. I love this.
It's very good.
My Ferrari's getting wrapped at Dove Customs and they gave me this, their courtesy car. Anyway, let's head in to see what's going on. And this Bentayga, by the way, guys, this is really awesome because it's got PPF all over it, but it's actually satin PPF on a gloss metallic car. Oh, so wow. It looks like a vinyl wrap, but that's the paint. That's the paint colour. So that's come out really, really nicely. Could be a fun thing to try at some point. Then, what else is going on in here? Corvette, all sorts of things being worked on. That's pretty special. That is a 72, 73, 2.7 RS.
Looking pretty tasty.
Yeah, amazing. All right, plus yeah, C-Class, I think. F12 at the back. And yeah, nice stuff.
Nice variety in here.
Busy, yeah. Morgan at the back.
Nice.
Different stuff, different stuff. Anywho, we will leave the Vanquish in the guy's safe hands and head on out, he says, doing a lot of twists right now and spins. It is time to depart. That means Ben gets the hallowed blue key.
Never had the blue key before.
The Le Mans blue key. Don't scratch it.
Be careful.
And I'm going to chill out once I have sorted out my mess of cameras and radios and things we had for the drive up here. Naturally, we'll get rid of all of those and then we'll jump in and depart. Actually, just fire it up. I mean, we just had the Vanquish. Let's hear the FF. Oh, that sounded good. That had a little rasp to it there. I literally have so much junk here. Okay, right. In we climb. Oh, that was fun. Big thanks to the boys here, as always. It's been a while since I came out. I think perhaps when we wrapped the Vanquish, I really do like how that Bentayga looks as well. Did a good job with that. But let's get on the road.
It's the last we're going to see.
Oh yeah, true. Well, we might see it in its natural black, carbon black edition.
Yeah.
I should do
Farewell.
the wavy thing. Wait, I've got to zoom it out. Bye-bye, Vanquish. Bye-bye. Back around the M25 then, a little bit less traffic now, fortunately, because it's later in the evening. It's actually been a really nice day to take both cars for a drive. Although I don't think we put the Vanquish roof down even once, other than the photos,
Other than the photos, no.
Weak effort.
Yeah, well, it wasn't quite the perfect day for it. It's a nice sort of sunset now, but the Vanquish has had some time in its life with us to have the roof down in some nice weather.
And it got a lot of dirt in it that needed cleaning out.
Yeah,
thanks to that.
In Sardinia especially.
Yeah, that was a big thing. Downside of driving a convertible in like dusty countries is that it just
the outside comes in, including little stones and pebbles, which sometimes hit you in the face.
Especially if you've got a very low front windscreen. But yeah, it seems a bit weird to me that on kind of the last day we ever take it anywhere, I've not driven it.
Yeah.
Other than manoeuvring it.
Yeah.
But hey ho, that's the way of the car. You've driven it more than I have. It's been awesome fun. So a little reminder, by the way, I bought the Vanquish after doing the whole sort of shout out on QT with you guys to get your feedback on what car I should buy to use for different trips, like the Where Shmee tour, and then Fuel Faction. And a couple of other things. So it was bought for that very specific purpose. And then the plan was to sell it maybe a month or two ago, and I kind of held on to it for a little bit longer because I've enjoyed it so much. Just to enjoy convertible in the summer season a little bit more. And obviously right now the LT, for example, is in Germany. I have to think about that. So that's been here and it's just made life work quite nicely. But its time has come. The difficult thing is, though, that I drove a Vanquish S.
Yeah.
And that was nice. That was really, really nice. But for now, it will be AMG GTR.
Yeah.
Which I think we're going to have a lot of fun.
Really looking forward to that.
Tomfoolery with that thing, because it's a shouty, angry brute. And that's going to be a UK car. I've talked a little bit to my audience about this UK international thing, because the GT3, when it comes, is going to be a German car. And maybe in the future, this will get replaced with a German equivalent or something, we'll see as well. Just to keep stuff on the continent rather than all this backwards and forwards, because we worked out that the Vanquish's life, not only have you driven it more, but it's basically done all of its miles on the continent.
Yeah.
We drove it I've driven it in the UK about 1,000 miles out of the 6,000 I've done in total, I think. So we're literally talking over 80% of its life driving the other way around with the steering wheel on the wrong side. So maybe I should have bought the European spec. But it's been pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's a fond farewell, a very, very fond farewell to a car that, I mean, yeah, there are things about it that I think could be more up to date. Perhaps, you know, the entertainment system could be better. It could be a bit more powerful. For the price tag, it could definitely have a little bit more power. But it has just this elegance, and it oozes class. It literally oozes
a lot of character to that car.
And the noise it makes. Aston Martins just sound amazing. That V12, I always wanted to own a V12 Aston Martin. I'm glad I got there in the naturally aspirated era.
Yeah.
The DB11 engine is great, but as Ben was saying, we were talking about it earlier, it's not quite that NA Vanquish sound. No. Maybe a Vanquish S will be one to fill that gap again in the future.
I think you've been bitten with that bug, haven't you? At some point you're going to need a Vanquish back in your life.
Yes, well, it's like this. It's like keeping the FF, the car we're driving in, because that front engine, V12, Grand Tourer, elegant, comfortable, you know, the materials here are lovely, and the Vanquish is the same. They're cars that, at this price point, have driving performance and chuckability, you can say. It's not really a word, but
it is now.
These big, heavy cars, you can hurtle them down mountain roads if you want to. Yes,
or you can stick it in 7th gear and drive it with one hand without thinking about it.
I was gonna say sometimes the brakes might need cooling if you drive them really hard downhill. Cough.
Yeah.
but overall, they have those dual sort of characters, which is why I like them so much. So this setup is very me. I love the McLaren for the mid-engine feel, but I'm a big fan of the front-engine Grand Tourer. And the Vanquish, somebody came quite aggressively through us there. Anyway, the Vanquish has done that really, really nicely. So it has gone for now. It will be for sale. You guys will probably see it for sale somewhere. But
maybe one of you will buy it.
Maybe someone out there will be interested in buying it, but obviously not from me. It's gone from me. And new things coming in the very near future with the AMG GTR and the Porsche GT3.
Have you announced spec things on GT3 yet?
No, not really.
Not there yet.
No, we're not there yet. That's a secret for now.
Okay.
Specs are done. Specs are locked for both cars. More coming on in this space very soon. But I'm going to wrap it up there on that note. So stay tuned and you can find out more about the GT3 and the GTR in the very near future. So thanks Ben for coming out today, for driving it. Thanks to Dub, as always, for looking after the car and getting it sorted out. And yeah, it's been awesome. So thanks guys for choosing the Vanquish. I have loved driving it.
Me too.
Ben's definitely loved driving it. And we'll be back again with plenty more very soon. Thanks again. See you then. Cheers.
Cheers guys.
You stole my cheers. You stole my outro.